Contain the chest and raise the back. Containing the chest means to hold the chest lightly and relaxed, to allow the qi to sink to the dantian. Avoid rigidity in the chest. Do not thrust the chest out as it raises your center of gravity. With the back raised, strength will be able to come from the spine. And when we talk about being suspended, remember last week we talked about being lifted through the entire core, letting the body fall naturally into alignment. This number 2 about contain the chest and raise the back talks about do not thrust the chest out, right? Remember last week we talked about our posture is not a military posture. If we're thrusting our chest out like this, we're actually suspended from here, not from the top of our head. So in a good posture, the chest is not rigid, it's not thrust out. But what a lot of people don't understand when they read contain the chest and raise the back, they think this means a rounded position like this. And this is not what I want you to do. I don't want you to contain the chest by pulling it in and then lifting your shoulders. That's a very poor posture to be in. It doesn't feel good. You're not getting good oxygen. And that's what we didn't discuss so much last week, but I wanted to make sure you understand. In a good posture, your body is able to function at its best for breathing, for getting oxygen to every single cell. Posture is important for this, and we're going to talk more about it today. So I want you to stand right now, just with your feet about shoulder width apart, and take a few nice deep breaths in, gently breathing it out, controlling that exhalation. But now as you breathe in, what I want you to focus on is pulling the shoulders out this way. So as you breathe in, expand out, and then come back in, gently coming back in. You're not forcing yourself back in. You're not a bellows that you're forcing that air out. Taking a nice deep breath in, allow those shoulders to expand, and then gently come back in. You're not allowing the shoulders to go up as you breathe. You want them to go out. And as you do this, you'll start to feel the air in your back. You'll start to feel that breath filling in. And as we say, we want our breathing to be a 360 breathing, where you feel that breath like this, you feel it like this, and you feel it like this. So this front to back is what I really want you to focus on right now, and that side to side. Filling and letting that breath get into your back. And that's really the feeling of the back being raised, where it says strength can come from the spine. So as we do our exercises today, the first one that I want you to do is wave hands like clouds, but without stepping. Because this is a very natural position for containing the chest and raising the back. As you allow the rotation from the dantian to help you relax, you can feel how this posture is really containing the chest and raising the back and allowing you to be suspended from the ceiling. So now add that breath, taking a nice deep breath in, allowing that breath to come to the back, and then breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Now, to really focus on this second essential, we're going to use the first half of the short form. So standing with your feet about shoulder width apart, we're just going to do our preparation. We're not going to do the open part, but just do preparation and think about that breathing. Do it a few times. Preparation, breathing into your back, allowing those shoulders to relax, opening up, and not being all scrunched down, right? You're suspended. It's a good posture. Good. Now we're actually going to take the form going forward this time. And I know that's not the natural way to do it, but this is for demonstration. So now we're going to hold the ball to the right. But now step straight forward with your part the wild horse's mane. And do your part the wild horse's mane 3 times like we do in the form. 1 more. So as we do part the wild horse's mane, if you think about using that principle of rotation to help you open up and stay relaxed, that's an important part of containing the chest and raising the back. But it's also important to note where your hands are. If I think about this hand, my forward hand, my left hand, obviously we've talked about that. That's leading with my head. We don't want to do that. We want to keep ourselves in that alignment, head above shoulders, shoulders above hips. But what you may not realize, and I'm going to turn this direction, is if I let this right hand travel behind me as I rotate into that part the wild horse's mane, you can see how that just thrust my chest forward. That's not the position we want to be in with our part the wild horse's mane. We want this rounded position. So now let's do preparation again. Breathing into the back. Holding the ball. Part the wild horse's mane and keep both hands gently relaxed and in front of your body. Don't allow that bottom hand to trail behind you. Now stepping up, we're holding that ball in front of us and coming into our white crane spreads its wings. Obviously with this one, we don't want to arch our back. You don't want to open up too stiff. You want to keep yourself relaxed, keep the shoulders down. That's going to help you contain the chest and let that energy come to the back. As we do our arm circles, now we're going to do our brush knee. And the same concept applies with the brush knee as it did with the part the wild horse's mane. 1 more. You want to keep both hands in front, not leaning forward, but not allowing this back hand to trail, or this bottom hand to trail behind you. As you do your brush knee, keep it in front. Then we go into our Repulse the monkey. And let's just do Repulse the monkey 4 steps. Now I'm going to step forward because we're going to do Repulse the monkey again. But what I want you to think about in your Repulse the monkey is keeping this rounded position again with Repulse the monkey. If you open yourself up at 180 degrees, I'm going to turn this way. This is a relaxed position. If I'm at 180 degrees, all of a sudden now my chest is raised. I'm in a very stiff position. This is not a good position. If you notice too, not only did my chest raise, but my shoulders are raised and I'm very tight. Whereas if I have this left hand forward in a gentle rounded position, not straight, and the right hand, the elbows slightly bent, but not at 180 degrees, more at like 120. This way you can keep yourself relaxed and not allow those shoulders to come up. So as we do our Repulse the Monkey now, I want you to think of this kind of relaxed, rounded position and allow that right hand to be at about 120 degrees of opening. And now don't open up to 180, just about 120. And feel how much more relaxed your body can be and stay in a good posture with your Repulse the Monkey. Now just facing forward again, hold the ball, and we're going to do our ward off. So we're stepping out, ward off, grasp the bird's tail. As you do that, I'm going to step forward just a little bit here, and I'm going to turn towards the camera as if I'm doing this ward off. If I grasp like this, now all of a sudden I'm not in a good posture. I'm a very tense position. Or if I grasp behind me, I'm also in a poor posture. I'm about to fall. So if we do our ward off and just allow our elbows to drop, and our hands are really basically right in front of us. So don't try to reach. Don't try to reach. Just grasp the bird's tail. Okay? Let's do that again, holding the ball to the right. Step out, ward off. Now just gently grasp the bird's tail. Roll back. Rotate and press. Pushing chi. Now stay with pushing chi for just a second. Remember to think about your breath. Breathing in as you come towards your body and breathing out as you push away. Now with pushing chi, we've talked often about not pushing forward with our hands. But you also want to be careful to not lead with your shoulders going backwards. Because now if you look in the mirror, again, my chest is raised, and that's not what we want. That chest is thrust out. When you do your pushing chi, when you come backwards, you're moving from the dantian, the principle of always moving from the dantian, and that motion is like this. The shoulders stay above the hips. When you do your pushing chi, do not lead with your shoulders. Gently rock back and forth. Then open yourself up, coming back, holding the ball, stepping out, ward off, grasp the bird's tail, roll back, rotate and press, pushing chi. Now coming into a single whip, again, you want your arms to be at a gentle 120 at that single whip position. Don't allow yourself to be open like this in 180 degrees. You need to allow yourself, contain that chest, let the breath go into the back, and keep your elbows down. Now we come into our wave hands like clouds. And if you think about the breathing, think about being suspended from the ceiling. This is a great postural feeling. You want all of your Tai Chi to feel like that posture in wave hands like clouds. So let's do that much of the form again, going forward one more time. But this time I am going to have you do the opening. So let your feet be soft, let your knees be soft. Feel that ground and yet feel yourself suspended from the ceiling. You're lifted. Chest is down. Your breath can come into your back. Taking a nice deep breath in. Breathe it out, sink a little bit more. And open. Try to call back that feeling of wave hands like clouds for that perfect posture. Now we are going forward. Part the wild horse's mane. Be careful where your hands end up. Use that rotation to help you stay relaxed. Stepping up into white crane, spreads its wings. Don't overextend. Brush knee. Brush knee. One more brush knee. Stepping up, play the guitar. Repulse the monkey. Remember to keep your angle a little bit softer. Not 180 degrees, but 120. One more. Now facing forward, hold that ball, step out, ward off. Grasp the bird's tail, staying within those columns, roll back, rotate and press, pushing chi, making sure you're not leading with your shoulders, bringing your weight to the right, back to the left, stepping out, ward off, grasp the bird's tail, roll back, rotate and press, pushing chi. Bringing the weight over to the left, back to the right, forming a bird's beak, and single whip. Wave hands like clouds. Taking nice deep breaths in. And single whip. So